Callie Simbor.
Hi, my name is Sammy Tubbs.
Hi, I'm Grace Hall.
Hi, I'm Kylie Macaroli.
Hi, my name is Devin Martin.
Hello, my name is Ray Harney.
Hi, I'm Jessie Matasiki.
And we're talking about
Sex education.
A comprehensive sexual education program is a popular topic across the world. With rising numbers of sexual violence and a lack of knowledge surrounding the subject, many students are not educated on resources and lack an overall awareness. The limited attention given to the subject as a whole has left many students not equipped for various situations surrounding relationships, sex, and body autonomy.
Only 38 out of 50 states in the U.S. require sex education programs. Of those 38, only 11 require the importance of consent to be taught.
So overall, for about the past 4 weeks, we've spent time collecting news from articles, personal interviews, and different research studies.
Sex ed is important for health both physically and mentally. The World Health Organization encompasses all that a proper sex education should be in their definition of sexual health. The World Health Organization defines sexual health as a state of physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being in relation to sexuality. It is not merely the absence of disease, dysfunction, or infirmity. Sexual health requires a positive and respectful approach to sexuality and sexual relationships, free of coercion, discrimination, and violence.
It's very important that people receive a proper sex education, one that incorporates ideas from the definition of sexual health that was brought forward by the World Health Organization. It's important that in a sex education course and curriculum, we focus on gender and gender roles and power, and then balances of power that come with it, and sexual assault and the devastating effects it has on people.
These comments, and sometimes the comments that coincide with them, is just another example showing how our society is still deeply ignorant to the idea of basic human rights and have no background or understanding of sex education.
So today in society, sadly, a thing that we have to deal with is catcalling.
Wait, hold up. You may be wondering, what even is catcalling? Well, Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines catcalling as a version of sexual harassment through the means of shouting and or whistling. This can typically occur in larger cities, but it can happen anywhere, which is why we all need to be educated as a society on this issue.
And we found a story about two sisters who were fed up with their experiences with catcalling. And one of the sisters even experienced her first catcall at the age of 11. The minute this happened, the sisters decided that they had had enough and decided to bring the attention to the public eye. They even created a class which campaigns for public sexual harassment to be a criminal offense, as well as for the issue to be part of the secondary school curriculum. This group has also created free lesson plans and resources for teachers to educate girls and boys about public sexual harassment.
We asked several students around a campus about their sexual education experiences, and here are their results.
How long, on average, was your sex education?
1 year?
Not very long.
Very little, not much.
0.
I had 2 weeks solid.
A year and a half.
1 week, but one period.
Not long.
About half a year.
Maybe like an hour?
Yeah.
Probably like a semester.
Not at all. Okay.
I didn't have any.
30 minutes.
On a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is little to none and 5 is very educated, to what extent, if any, were you educated on consent and sexual assault resources and awareness?
2.
I'd say 2.
0. 2 or 3.
Say a 3.
2, maybe 3.
3.
I'm like a 3. Yeah, 3.
1.
Maybe a 3.
Was your sex education centered around the idea of abstinence? Just to be clear, abstinence is the practice of not doing something or refraining from doing something. So in terms of sexual education, abstinence refers to the practice of not having sex, typically not having sex until you're married.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was not.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
After listening to random interviewees, now let's share some of our personal sex education stories.
So personally for me, my sex education wasn't super in-depth by any means. It was more so like a week in class. Each year I took a health class in high school, so that was my freshman and sophomore year. It was about a week-long session. So nothing super detailed, and it was mainly around the idea of abstinence, and it didn't really give us any ways to really practice safe sex or anything like that. It was more so just around the idea of abstinence.
For me personally, my school didn't offer very much in the way of sex education. In our health curriculum, we did not talk very much about sex. We talked about pregnancy, male and female anatomy, maybe STDs and STIs. It was my sophomore year of high school, and it was only required for one semester. It wasn't very extensive. Not a lot of people remember it. A lot of people just read the iBook version and didn't pay attention in class, which led to a lot of people not being able to recall the information. So it was very, very limited, and it made a lot of people suffer.
I had a limited time in abstinence-based like sex ed through middle school. It was a little different in high school, but in middle school I remember we got little cards that were like a business card, and they were our abstinence card, and you're supposed to like wait for someone really special or like basically till you're married. And it was just like a reminder of that like promise to yourself that the lady handed out to us. It was through a program that the school had brought in, but it was definitely different. And then high school, it was just in my health class, but we didn't cover much. It was mostly just like teen pregnancy.
The United States currently has 3 primary sex education programs: abstinence only, abstinence plus, and comprehensive.
Since we're talking about sex ed curriculums, let's take a look at 2 completely different states. The first state I'm going to talk about is New York. In New York, they have a comprehensive sex education, and they have been experiencing lower teen birth rates and lower spread of HIV/AIDS. And for reference, they have had 10 teen births per 1,000 females, and since 2001, they have been experiencing a decrease in the HIV/AIDS transmission by 76%. Now, the next state I'm going to talk about is Mississippi. In this state, they have abstinence plus/abstinence only programs, and they have been experiencing increased teen birth rates and an increased spread of HIV/AIDS transmissions. And for reference, they have had 27.9 female births per 1,000 females, and they are the 6th highest state with the spread of HIV and AIDS transmissions.
What does a comprehensive sexual education program look like? Well, according to the United Nations Population Fund, a comprehensive sexual education gives students the knowledge, attitudes, and skills to advocate for their health, dignity, and to make choices surrounding sex in a meaningful way.
A comprehensive sexual education, including topics like consent, sexual assault, and other resources in addition to the basic understanding of sexual health, is very necessary for the betterment of the young lives across the United States. And as we've seen from our interviews and even our own stories, it really varies from district to district how well like your sex education was. So we need a baseline, non-abstinence centered curriculum that includes topics surrounding consent and sexual assault, and this would help resolve many, many issues, and it would also help close that knowledge gap of the current students.
As aspiring educators, it is our goal to improve the school environment we are going to teach in. And in order to do so, there has to be a change.